Hello everyone, welcome to Math 142. My name is Tony Marzetta and I will be your instructor this quarter. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so first thing to note here is most of the class is going to be run through WallMap. It won't really be run through Canvas at all. Pretty much all of the course material you'll be able to find here through WallMap. You can still message me through Canvas. You can still message my Wacom email. But as for the material of the class, it'll always be here on WallMap. So the first thing to note here is, first of all, let's just talk about videos really quick. So the question is are you watching this video on YouTube or are you watching it on the WallMap page? If you go ahead and click here on this, if you click here, this will actually take you to a new tab. It'll take you to YouTube. But if you actually go over here and hit the plus button, this will open up a video that you can actually watch on WallMap so you don't have a bunch of tabs open. So that might be nice for you. The next thing is to note that if you don't already have a Texas Instruments or a TI calculator, Texas Instruments is offering a free, I guess a free online calculator for 6 months. So if you don't already have one, you need one, this might be a great resource for you. Right here you can find some information about forum help. Forums will play a big role in this class, a big portion of your grade. I don't know how big, I guess 15% of your grade, your participation will be posting homework questions to forums, answering homework questions, and I'll talk more about that in just a second. However, if you just have any questions for me, there is a forum here you can click on to ask me any questions. Not really math related, but any questions regarding the course you can ask here. And there's also a student lounge forum. So this is just if you want to talk to your fellow students, you want to ask about your studying habits, you want to talk about Tiger King, I don't know, whatever you guys want to talk about, you can go ahead and use the student lounge here. So the first thing we're going to want to do here is this in this green here, green means go, is this getting started. So we'll go ahead and open this up. And really the whole entire page here is kind of built from these blocks. So if you open up this getting started, this is what I want you to do day one. So the first thing I want you to do is get a copy of the syllabus, which you'll find right here. I want you to read it. Then you will go ahead and introduce yourself in the forum. This will actually be your first assignment. I actually want you to post a little information about yourself by the end of Sunday. You'll go ahead and take this getting started quiz, and this is really a mix of a syllabus quiz, so you make sure you want to read the syllabus first, and also just a little bit about getting familiar with WallMap if you haven't used it before. And then I'm going to want you to start the week one material. Okay, so let's just kind of click here and open up the syllabus. So you can click this link right here to open up the syllabus. So I'm just going to kind of briefly talk about a few things here. Definitely read this in more detail. The first thing here to note is what textbook we're going to be using. So if you've taken Math 141, this is the same textbook that you use for that class. So we'll be using this one here. If you don't already have one, I think you could find an online version maybe on Amazon, or maybe you can buy a physical copy there. So that's the textbook we'll be using, and I will give you suggested reading out of this book, as well as assigning homework from this book. Homework will not be collected. Some homework questions will come from this book, but I'll also have homework exercises in the WallMap page in each section. Okay, so there is a prerequisite for this class. Make sure, so you need to get a C or better in Math 141. So a C or better. So regardless of what grade you got in that class, I do expect you to come into this class knowing all the material from Math 141. Okay. So I guess a few things to note here is, again, I just kind of talked a little bit about the homework. I will always direct you for homework problems in the book, and there'll also be assignments in WallMap, or practice problems in WallMap you can work on. There will always be weekly quizzes, and you can find them in each of the week tabs. They'll always be posted on Mondays. They'll be due on Sundays by, I guess, by midnight. So there'll be 9 quizzes in the one getting started quiz, where you'll introduce yourself. There will be 4 late passes in this class, so if for whatever reason you couldn't finish a quiz, you can use this late pass here and you get a 24-hour extension. There will be 3 exams. The exams will be very similar to the quizzes, and there will be 1 cumulative final at the end of the quarter. Talked a little bit about this, about class participation and discussions. Really, you are going to need to be posting things into the forums weekly. So how kind of have it set up here is any homework questions, something substantial. If you're stuck on a question, you can post it on the forum. That'll get you some points. You could go on there and answer other students' questions. So it looks like I said here you will earn, so it's going to be worth 10 points. So you'll earn 5 points for your first post, 5 points for your second post, and any meaningful post after that you can actually get extra credit, up to, I think, up to 5 points per forum. So here's a layout of the grades. You can go ahead and read that. So the main thing I want to talk about here, really the rest of this you can read on your own. What I want to do is at the very end here, you'll actually see a schedule for the course. So basically on April 15th. Now, you need to be making sure this isn't really an at your own pace class. You really need to be spending time every single day working on the material. I would say you need to have at least 15 hours a week to be able to work on this class. You should be spending roughly 2 to 3 hours a day on each of these sections. And I've kind of broke it down on what we'll be doing each day. So you can see here for the first week, we'll only be working in section 6.1, first angles. We'll talk about radians, the area of a sector, angular speed versus linear speed. So we'll have all the material here for this week, and you can read the pacing here. You also can find when the tests are. And this really just saying the quizzes here. These are just the quizzes you'll have each week. Okay, and then of course we'll have our final exam here. Okay, so let's go ahead and go back. We'll close out of this. So after you've read the syllabus, I want you to go down here and I want you to introduce yourself. So this will be the first forum that we see. So you can see here I've already kind of introduced myself in the forum here. So to get started, you'll want to go ahead and click on Add New Thread. I want you to go ahead and type your name here. And then in here, I want you to just say your career goal or your major, and then just something interesting about, So you can really take that how you want. So maybe something interesting about yourself, something maybe fun you did over the break, maybe a fun fact, however you want to interpret something interesting is exactly how you should interpret that. I guess one thing I should note here is if you actually want to get out of here, if you look up here, there's kind of a trail of where you are. So if you want to go back, here we're in Add Thread. We can go back here to Forum Topics and go back. So I've already actually posted my introduction. So if you click here, you can see my name. This is a little bit about my education background. Here's something interesting about myself. You don't have to have yours be this long. Maybe I just went a little bit crazy, but just make sure, just write something, write your major, career goal, something interesting, and you'll get credit for participation in the first week. Okay, let's go ahead and go back. Okay. So after you've introduced yourself, what you're going to want to do here is do this getting started quiz. This will be the first quiz you do, and this will be due by Sunday at midnight. So you go ahead and click here. And this will give you, looks like I think there's 15 questions here, and this is just getting you used to WAMAP. This is also asking, I guess, a quiz about the syllabus. So make sure you read the syllabus first, and then complete this quiz here. I would do this immediately. I wouldn't put this off. Go ahead and go back. So once you've done this, you're really ready to start the class. So here, occasionally I'll post some announcements. There's nothing in here right now, but you may want to check this occasionally. Maybe every time, just make sure there's not a new announcement that I post. Here's some instructor information. If you open this up, find my name. You'll find my phone number. Now this just is going to go straight to a voicemail. If you leave a message, I'll call you back, but really the best way to get a hold of me is probably through my email. Okay, so let's go down and see what week 1 would be about. So once you've finished the getting started, you'll want to go ahead and start the week 1 material. Okay. So anytime you open one of these up, you'll first see something that'll say content for the week. You'll then see something that says the week 1 forum, which you'll want to post to, and you'll see the week 1 quiz. So when you open this up, you'll see we're only covering section 6.1 in week 1. So if you open this up, you'll see here it's broken up into 3 sections: angles, arc length, and area of a circular sector, linear versus angular speed. So let's say we want to go ahead and start with angles. Open this up. So you'll first see a kind of introduction on what I want you to do. So I'll usually give you a part of the book I'd like you to read. Maybe you learn a little bit better by reading the material. And I've also just attached some videos I'd like you to look at for the content. So again, you can click here to look at the video on YouTube, or you can go ahead and hit this plus sign. And you can watch this video on the material about angles. Okay, so once you've actually finished watching these videos here, some of them will be optional. I would highly recommend watching these if you want to understand the material. I didn't put them here for no reason, but if you're short on time, you can just watch these ones. These ones here are optional, but I'd recommend them. After you watch these videos, I give you a suggestion of problems I want you to do. And after this, I want you to do these problems. You can, if you're having trouble with the problems, you can post them in the forum. That'll get you some participation credit for the week. Or if you finish the problem, you should go answer other students' questions. That'll also get you credit for the week. You'll also see that I'm going to try for every single section here to have some sort of practice using WAMAP. So if you actually go ahead and click this as practice angle, this won't be, I know it says it's due, I'll fix this, but there's no due date on this, and this won't be worth anything. I think this is saying due Friday. I think this is the end of the quarter. So you won't be getting any credit for this one, but it's nice here. If you open this up, this will just be some questions about the materials to help you out. So here, I guess I'm having you convert from degrees to radians. So you answer your question here. If you're struggling with these questions, some of these will have videos you can click on. This should open up a YouTube video to help you out. But what you also can do, which is really nice, is you can go ahead and post this question to the forum. So if you're struggling with these problems, you can go ahead and click here, and it'll automatically bring you right to the week 1 forum here. So you can go ahead and post that here. Okay, so once you've finished with this material here, again, here's the week 1 forum. If you haven't posted, make sure to do that. But you also find your week 1 quiz. So I'll always have these posted on Monday, and they will be due by Sunday. So you want to make sure to get started. You can get this started on early. And you also can do this quiz here as many times as you want. A lot of these problems will have, they randomly generate numbers. So you could retake and try doing these problems. You can retake these quizzes as many times as you'd like, and with different numbers to make sure you understand the material and just get really good practice. So I think that's all I need to talk about for getting started in the class. If you have any questions, make sure to either send me an email, or you can post them here in the questions for the instructor. Here, there's nothing in here right now. I'm going to post some videos here, but what's really great about WAMAP is that it's really easy to type math in here. So if you have questions about how to use forums or how to type in WAMAP, you're going to want to go ahead and watch these videos here. Okay. Well, I think that's the end of this video here. I'm excited for a great quarter, and take care.